Shalom. In the name of YHWH, honor and praises to Yahweh, the God of Israel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. After that, I want to give honor to all the camps that's out here laboring in this truth and pushing these commandments out. Okay? And after that, let's get into it. I was going to get into democracy and democratic, but before I can begin or get deeper into it, so that you can get a better understanding of the scriptures, because it's all politically related, is that you have to learn your government. Okay? And so what I'm gonna do is finish up religion and politics, because see, you have to understand, religion and politics is one legal system. Okay? Let's go to Shalaki. Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 12. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 12. Wherefore I would not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these things. And the things that I'll be discussing throughout this series of videos are the things that y'all need to know and understand as to pertaining to what this political game is about, so that you can get an understanding of what you're looking at. Okay, let's read that again. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 12. Wherefore I would not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these things, though you know them, and be established in the present truth. Meaning that when you go to the when you go and watch CNN, MSDNC, or all the other Democrat or Republican media outlets, you get a basic understanding of what these politicians' agenda is about. You're going to get that understanding of the terminology that they use to promote that wicked ass agenda. Okay? And the things that we're going to discuss are basically the things that you're supposed to be learning in your Bible study. Okay? But see, that's why I say that this truth, you can't get it inside the church, because the church is not designed to teach you the truth, but to philosophize the scriptures, to keep you diluted, okay, and keep you into idol worship. All right. So what we're going to get into is religion and politics, right? Let me see if I can go. Let's go back before I begin. Let's go back to 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand, and all things is at hand. Meaning that the prophecies of Yahweh had came to pass through his son YHWH, whom y'all call or think his name is Jesus. All right. Let me go into John, the 8th chapter, verse 56. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad. And Abraham was glad. Why? Because the promises that were spoken to Abraham, that was established in Jacob, have came to pass through his son YHWH. Okay, prophecies of his coming through the writings of Moses, and that was spoken by the prophets. Okay, that's why he said Abraham rejoiced. Now when he said he rejoiced to see that day, is that once you leave earth, whether you enter the Lord or you not into the Lord, all humans that leave the planet earth go down into the land of Hades. Okay, now the land of Hades is basically what you call the land of the dead. In the Christian, not in the Christian, but in the Catholic doctrine, that wicked ass doctrine, they tell you purgatory, whatever how you say it. Okay? In the Christianity church, or in the Christian church, they say hell, right? But purgatory, whatever how you say that, pronounce that with the Catholic, and hell, basically they talking about the land of Hades. All right? The land of the dead. Now, in that land of the dead in Hades, all those that died in before Christ came, they received that promise. Those that died outside of the God of Yahweh before Christ came, all right, Pape, they died outside that truth. They didn't make it in, because what happens is that once you get to the land of Hades, you have a split. See, so when YHWH gave up the ghost, he went down to the land of Hades. But in Christianity doctrine, they tell you he went to hell and snatched the keys of death from Satan. So, but when they say that, they're telling you basically is that he went to the land of Hades. Okay, and when they was in the land of Hades, all those that died in the promises of God, they walked into the promised land. I mean, not the promised land, but paradise. Remember the people that was on a tree that was hanging with YHWH, and what he said to one of the ones that was crucified on the cross to him, when he said, "Remember me, Lord," because he recognized and understood who he was. And then what did YHWH say? "From this day forward, thou shalt be with me in paradise." Okay, it is what it is. All right, so let's get back into it. 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober. What? Be ye therefore sober. He's not talking about alcohol. Okay, what he's talking about is the doctrines, the ideology, philosophical views of this world. Okay, that's what he's talking about. You have to be sober-minded, and to be sober-minded is to have your mind focused on the laws, statutes, and commandments. All right, nothing more, nothing less. Be ye therefore sober, and watch unto prayer. And you have to watch unto prayer. Now, what I mean by watch unto prayer is that you have to watch for the prophecies of Yahweh, prophecies coming to pass that's being played out through these politicians and their agenda. But you all don't know what to look for. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna finish up with this religion and politics. Because see, understand, religion and politics is one legal system that's divided into two parts. Okay, you have a divine system and you have a philosophical system, which is called human rule. Okay, and saying that, let's go back into Exodus. Let's go back to Exodus, the 31st chapter. Exodus, 31st chapter, verse 18. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of the communion with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tablets. What? 2 tablets of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of Yahweh. Right? Now, he's saying the 2 tablets that was written with the finger of Yahweh. And the 2 tablets that he's talking about are the commandments. Okay, this is what he's talking about, the commandments. All right, he received 2 tablets. I don't know if you can see it that good because it might be blurry a little bit, but if you zoom the camera out or open it, you'll see this is what he was given. These 2 tablets. Now these 2 tablets is what you call politically theocracy. Okay, biblically they're called the commandments, and this is what Moses received on Mount Sinai, 2 tablets. Right? 1 tablet is a divine tablet, is a religious belief system. Okay, this divine tablet is your religious belief system. All right, because it deals with man and Yahweh, God himself. Okay, so this is what you call the divine system. Okay, now the 2nd tablet that Moses received, and this is one I want to get into about your government, is the philosophical tablet. You understand? See, the philosophical tablet comes in various forms. All right, see, so basically the governing system philosophically, wait, let me run that back. Philosophical of human rule, and it comes in various forms, right, of governing system. right? And one system that we getting into philosophically governing system is what you call monarchy. Monarchy, right? Now, monarchy is a one-man rule, right? Now, that monarchy system been here since the beginning of creation. And let me explain a little bit more. See, so when you go back into the Sumerian text, you're going to find that there was an uprising in the first world. And that before Anunnaki left to go back to planet X, or Nubia, whatever you call it, they left one governing system, and that's a monarchy system. And that monarchy system been with Nimrod, okay, since the beginning of creation, right? Now, this monarchy system is a part of life, because your house, whether you're in a two-parent or a single-parent home, you run that household on the monarchy system. America is ran on the monarchy system. Okay? Understand that. You have two parts of a country or a kingdom. You have a divine system and a philosophical system of human rule. Okay? Now, the first one that we got into was monarchy, right? That means one-man rule. Pharaoh had a monarchy system. Xerxes had a monarchy system. Babylonian was a monarchy system. Okay, and so forth. Now, the second governing system you have of human rule is what you call oligarchs or oligarchy. Okay, now, basically, you have a small group of people that rule. Now, the small group of people that rule today, that run this world, are the learned elders of Zion. Okay? See, it's a lot that y'all don't know. Now, it's a group of people, along with learned elders of Zion, have a world plan. Right now, a small group of people that run and control America to this day are called the Rothschilds, or the Federal Reserve. Because see, the Federal Reserve is a private corporation made up of 12 bankers. Okay? See, the Federal Reserve don't have nothing to do with the United States government. Okay? The IRS is an agent for the Federal Reserve. Okay? Understand that. Okay? See, so these group of people, the Rothschilds, along with the other bankers, they control every country basically on this planet. What's his name? Nathan Rothschild, the father, what he said, I don't care about who writes his laws. It doesn't matter who writes the laws. You control the money, you control that country, you can control that military. Okay, see, and today you got to follow the money trail. All right, it is what it is. So let's get back into it. Okay, so the first governing system of human rule is called monarchy, right? The second one is called oligarchy, or oligarchs, with a small group of people that rule. Okay, the third one is anarchy, right? And anarchy means no man rule, no laws. Okay, Antifa, Black Lives Matter. Okay, they promote lawlessness, and that lawlessness is defund the police. Okay, because see, once you defund the police, you create one legal system, and that's the whole goal and the whole plan, is to create one law enforcement legal system. Okay, so it won't be no more state and city police. Okay, it is what it is, right? Now, the fourth one, governing system that you have, is what you call Republican. Now, Republican is a rule of law. Okay, so when you hear Liz Cheney, Ron DeSantis, Lindsey Graham, all these Republicans, when they talk about the rule of law, because the Republican is the rule of law. Now, Republican also means instate a supreme power by the people and the elected representatives. Okay, That's what it is, all right? Republican, or the Bible calls it republic. Okay, it is what it is. Next you have democracy. Now democracy means politically it means the majority rule, right? The Greek word for democracy is demos. It's demos kratos. It's for democracy. Demos means the people. Kratos means rule. See, so the majority of the people rule. And that's what democracy stands from. That Greek word, demokratos. Okay? But we're going to get into that in the next videos. We're going to get deeper into that. Okay? It's democracy. Now, democracy do not mean freedom. Democracy promotes independence and free will. And it is wickedness because you can violate and do pretty much what you want through democracy. Okay? It is what it is. Now, the next governing system you have is bureaucracy. Now, bureaucracy means your federal institution that represents your elected officials. Okay? Meaning that who you vote for, it don't matter who you vote for. Because the government, they say who's president and who's not. Okay? Bureaucracy is a federal institution. Okay? Now, the Democrats, right, are called bureaucrats. Now, when you in America, see, America political system is built on democracy. Means the majority rule. Now, America has a two-party system. Elephant, which represents the Republican, and a donkey, which represents the bureaucrats, which are called Democrats. Okay? On a ticket, they run as Democrats. Because if they run on a ticket of bureaucracy, then you'll figure out their whole plan. You wouldn't even vote for them. Okay? You wouldn't even call yourself a Democrat. Because y'all don't understand the terminologies that you all be using. Y'all don't understand the terminology that these politicians be using with their speeches. Okay? Alright. It is what it is, right? Okay then, see, so on the news, what you see in the media is two governing systems of philosophical views. You have America, here in America, you have Republican versus Democrats or bureaucrats, okay? And they hate each other, all right? And in Ukraine and Russia and other third parts of the country, what you're seeing is governing system clashing with each other as to which is going to rule. Either democracy is going to rule this world or communism. Okay, now understand that communism, socialism, bureaucracy, these are all institutions of human rule slavery. Now, capitalism is a divine institution of slavery because God, Yahweh himself, is the capitalist. Okay, because when you go back into the scriptures, fear the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, wealth, honor, and prosperity. All right, it is what it is. See, so that's what you see in the media, governing system clashing against each other. Okay, see, so you get to see how democracy plays a part into that Ukraine and Russia, because see, democracy crept in Russia after the Cold War, right? Through democracy, Ukraine got their independence. But see, a lot of y'all support Ukraine, but you don't understand. Ukraine is where the fake Jews are. Ukraine is filled with wickedness. What's his name? Lewinsky and all of them, they corrupt. You know, so I don't feel sorry for Ukraine, right? And through the scriptures, Russia is going to take Ukraine, because right now Zelensky, he folding now because he already know Once Russia enter Kyiv, it's a wrap. That nigga dead. Him, his wife, and his kids. They all dead because they on Putin's hit list. You understand? See, basically, ISRAELITE is played out through politics. And this is what y'all need to know and understand. Okay, what this game is about. Because when ISRAELITE came, he came with democracy. Okay? It is what it is, right? See, so I just want to run through the philosophical governing systems right quick. So when I continue to make these videos and get more into the politics of it, you get to understand and you get to see, basically. Okay? So to recap, you have religion and politics, and that's a part of life, and that's one system. You have a divine system called democracy, biblically the commandments, and an institution that represents capitalism, democracy, and the commandments. Okay, is capitalism. Okay, now you have a philosophical governing system, and it comes in various forms, and we went through it. Monarchy, anarchy, oligarchy, democracy, republican, and bureaucracy. Okay, so all those are philosophical human rules of governing system, and these governing system is against a divine system. Okay, but we're going to get into that, but I had to finish up with religion and politics so that you can get an understanding of what this game is about, and understanding the words that they use. Now, another one before I go. You hear on the news called autocrats. Autocrats, remember that movie, The Transformers, the Decepticons and the Autobots? And that's what this is. The Decepticons are the Democrats, are the bureaucrats, because they deceive you through their policies and legislations that we're going to get into in the next video, because I want to get deeper into democracy. Because you have to understand, y'all are not Christians, you are not Democrats. Okay, if anything, political name, you is a Republican. Okay, because Republican was here since the beginning. All right, understand that these politicians know that we are the children of Israel. Okay, you're not no Christian, you're not no African American, you're not no Democrat. You are a Hebrew Israelite that's here in America. You are the remnant. Okay, you are that remnant that's here in America to this day. Okay, understand this. So when you hear autocrats, they're talking about basically the Republican Party. Okay, now we're gonna get into some history, because blacks are Republican, and then we're gonna get into the African American and into the colors, because see, y'all need to know and understand what these politicians be talking about, because what they do is tell you every day that you are the children of Israel, and every day they insult black people, so-called African Americans, the children of Israel. They insult us, but we don't know that because they use trickery words, okay, and they use this terminology to confuse you. That's why they are called Decepticons, and the Autobots are called the Republicans. Okay, see, so all that Republicans is racism, and that racism that don't exist, and that's a bunch of bullshit. Okay, but let me get up out of here. May Yahweh be with you all. Shalom.